All right, a few things about IC. First of all, if you start in your account settings, you can see that you can decide which side Infinite Campus will open in, whether you want it in instruction or tools, probably instruction. You can show active students only, and then you can use canned comments for report card. Message Center, to send a message to all of your classes, you just click New, and then you can type in the subject and the body of your message. You can also add an attachment, like a syllabus or a study guide or something like that. And when you type your message in, you have the opportunity to save it as a template. So if it's like quiz tomorrow, otherwise hit next, open up your quarter and click on the classes that you would like to receive that message. And then you can pick your recipients below. All right, and I'm not going to finish that. Just moving along to what you guys really want to do, which is set up your grade book. So in your grade book, open up the blue tab, the Settings tab, and choose Categories. At the bottom right, you're going to hit Add. So your first category is Progress. And you can select your classes. Your student helpers don't need this category. Your RTI classes don't need this category. The sequence is 1. Exclude from calculation and save it. You're going to hit Add again. And this one's going to be Achievement. Again, select your classes. Student helpers don't need it, RTI doesn't need it, homeroom doesn't need it. Sequence 2, and exclude from calculation. And save it. And hit Add one more time. And that will be for your ATL. And your RTI class does get an ATL grade, so make sure you include them in there. And the sequence is 3 and exclude it from calculation. So then you can check all of your classes to see if if each class has the proper categories. And once you have double checked that all your classes have the right categories, then you can add an assignment. So you just go choose the class you want and hit Add. And then you're going to give it a name based on the standards description. You received that handout at an earlier time. So this is an example of the topic you're covering, the name, the actual assignment that you're giving, and then the standard is listed there as well for a progress grade or an achievement grade. Only you can see the abbreviation, so make that whatever you want. And you can adjust the dates, the assigned date, and the due date if you need to do that. You can also add it to other classes. So you just click on the classes you also want to have that assignment and send them over there, and then click OK. And then you want to just check the proper category and just make sure that your standard matches the category. So if it's progress standards. If it's achievement, it's achievement standards. And then it's always rubric. This section is back that a lot of you guys were missing, where you can write notes for your students. So you can write a description of the activity or something else that you would want them to reference. And you can also in the For Teachers section, put notes in for yourself. And then you save it. So when you go back to your grade book, if you've not used this grading system before, you'll notice at the top you have to toggle to the actual type of assignment that it is. So progress only shows up on your progress toggle. Pay attention to the flags. The missing assignment flag allows you to run a report that you can send to parents. And then when you put your grades in, notice that comment field next to you. See, that's a comment field. That does a long way to inform parents of why a student got a low grade. So you can put an explanation in there, and that alleviates a lot of questions from parents because they can see right there why their student got that particular grade. And then just make sure you save it so it's grayed out once you've saved it. Another nice feature is assignment copier. So if you left a class out when you were making the assignment, you can always go back and add it in. You can look at that assignment and you can select another section that you want that class, that assignment to be added to. And you pick your standards, and then you can see that was copied into that class. So that's pretty much gradebook in a nutshell. Let's look at PLP. You need to do this every time you make a parent contact for Title I. This is how I collect your information. So if you switch over to the tools side and go to PLP in general, and you can look up a student. And you're going to choose the student and hit New. And then you can put information about the type of contact that you made. So whether it was phone, email, in-person contact, that's the kind of information we collect for Title I. And you put a description of what that contact was about. Put who you spoke to, and then save it. So it's important that you do that every time you contact a parent. And then the other thing is, oh, that didn't work, network email info. You can all change passwords. So if you go to that network email info tab, you put in your password,